Hey Aries, how are you? This is Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your June 2019 Soul Cycle Life Path reading. So, I've been getting some words from my spirit guides about life path and more information about our purpose, which is the development of our energy. We're all working really hard at that in 2019 because in 2020 we're going to have some astrological, my guides are saying collisions that are going to impact us. So we're on the road this year to really strengthen our ability through strengthening our interactions with our own vibration, which is our purpose. So last month we had a tower moment, really intense, and we had this beautiful Scorpio full moon. So we're going to take a look. I actually did this reading yesterday. I had a very intense distance healing session, shamanic session with two souls over the several days over the full moon as the full moon approached. And I think the energy here was still really intense, and the video just kind of, I think many of you have seen it. The video was just a little overwhelmed by the energy, so I thought I'm going to re-record this. So I have the cards have already been chosen. I'll spin them out one at a time for you. You can see a rune there. That's the rune that came out, and I'm going to pick another one at the end of this reading. So if you don't know, I'm on Facebook now. Please check me out at Moonrise Cottage Soul Tarot on Facebook and friend me and like the page and all that happy stuff. And do me the service, please, of clicking the like button. It helps my channel quite a lot. And of course, I'd love to have new folks subscribing. I am an Aries rising, if you don't know, and I, like you, I'm on a new journey. Things have been falling apart for a purpose, not in catastrophically horrible ways, but for a purpose. So this month in June, Aries, a lot of third and fourth house activation coming forward for you. It's going to be a calm month. It's going to be a month of restructuring, my guides are saying, rebuilding after that tower moment crashed down and you were sent forward into your purpose by relieving you of something or some things, some conditions, my guides are saying, that really you needed to be liberated from them. It's what's coming through. And it's true for me. At some point, I'll share some more about my story if you want to hear it. Still evolving, but I really have been, I feel as though I have been transformed. And I feel the calm after those storms that came in March, April, and May. And it's just feeling really beautiful. So if you look at the cards that are there, that's Lover of Devotion and the Queen of Knowledge. So, again, matched up with the astrology, the third house of communication. New moon on the third house. It's a wonderful time for connection with others. Maybe some travel, a lot of communication with yourself about your process, and my guides are saying your methods. So we'll jump into that. On the 5th of June, Mercury enters your fourth house. And it remains there all month. So a lot of attention to home. And I believe we're talking about your internal home as well as the place where you actually live. It's a time to make progress on projects, on beautifying your home, on being in your home in a new way, and creating something new in that place that reflects your outer, okay, my guys just said projection. All right, so there's a lot of sort of words come through about making sure that your home reflects who you are now after this massive change that we've been through, and that your energy is projected. Do some feng shui, do some clearing. Just beautify your home in terms of the energy of the space. So yes, they're talking about smudging, along with anything else you'd like to do. And on the first week of June, Venus and Uranus are going to be in your second house of money. Yay! Wonderful surprises, wonderful opportunities coming forward because of the beneficent blessing of Venus and Jupiter in the second house. So make use of that. You may have some really wonderful ideas based on your new set point about what's coming forward and what you can desire and therefore manifest. On the 17th, full moon comes in the 9th house. Along with Jupiter. Jupiter moves into the 9th house. So again, more about learning, internal spiritual learning, outward worldly learning, travel in all kinds of ways, spiritual journeys. On the 22nd, the sun moves into your fourth house to join the party there. And on the 27th, Mercury moves into the 5th to cap off the month. I like that. Communication about creativity, about love, about life, about having fun, romance. So I think it's a time to just rest this month, repair yourself, begin the restructuring, and bring it forward into the eclipse season that's coming in July. So in your reading, we see the first card out. The theme from my spirit guides is the Lover of Devotion, Major Arcana. It would be the Lover's card in a standard tarot. Here it's about choosing your path. And, Aries, we all had to do it, didn't we? That's why the Tower moment came. Now it's time to focus on your heart chakra, the abundance that lies within you. So we see this little crow or blackbird there in the card. We see the abundance, the fruit growing out of the heart chakra, so to speak. Someone who's really clear and who understands there is something new developing. And in these moments, you get to stand still and be with yourself in order to choose your path forward. And, most of you know what's going on in my life, so it's getting me all a little choked up. I love that that's the theme of the reading. It's so appropriate. And this is the card that indicates us, Aries. Here's what we're doing. Literally, we're weaving together the strings of our destiny. What is coming forward? And within the reading, you can see that she looks outward. We're standing here with our spirit guides, our internal self, that which we want to devote ourselves to, and we're just holding it. My guides are talking about holding your deepest desires within the tenderness of your heart chakra in order to be able to process from that place so that you can begin to weave together the strings of your destiny and look outward into your new life, which is sweet and tender and fabulous. And there's the rune that came out. I'll read it to you at the end of the reading, but that's about partnership. So partnership with the self and partnership with the divine this month in order to co-create what's meant to come forward. So here's the first card on the human walk. Look, we did it. My guides are saying celebrate. All right. 10 of knowledge. That is the 10 of Pentacles. The whole enchilada, you got it all. And again, it's on a personal perspective because we're talking about your soul cycle and your life path as a result of your soul cycle. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's why they wanted me to say it differently. All right, so see, things are evolving, even messaging that's coming through about these things. So here we see this gentleman, the male energy, which was part of what was in transition last month, who has been transformed, who has been released, who stands now at the mountaintop in front of the Akashic records, the sacred bowl of all knowledge. In Soul Tarot, those are the things we are concerned with primarily because all else comes from that, doesn't it? So here we are. We've reached the pinnacle of the quest that we've been on. I love that. Thank you, Spirit. Next card out. As a result, of course, there comes a fertile moment. And there we are standing with the Ancient Ones, the keeper of the laws, the keeper of the records, on a new foundation. Foundation of knowledge, really beautiful. 6 of Pentacles, remembering things that we had forgotten about our spiritual selves, about spiritual life, the place we came from. Perhaps connecting, you've got Mercury coming into the 5th. Connecting with people. I think we're talking about the Ancient Ones. And we stand now in this place, out in the universe, while here on the earth, becoming, I think my guides are saying, excruciatingly aware, and they want me to put the card down to show you the connection here. This is another reflection of where we're at. And while we're weaving our destiny, we're literally standing in the sacred circle of the ancients, quite beautiful because we've been able to come through our destruction moments, our tower moments, and stand in this way. And because we have this new foundation, we have regained something. That's, I believe, that is the full moon in Scorpio that we just came through. Oh, it was such a deep one. I can't wait. Make sure to put some comments below the video. I want to hear what everybody's been through because I know what it's been like for me. I was literally consumed by a snake. So, Kundalini awakening, all kinds of things like that, up for discussion. So the King of Battle, mystical figure, had his hand severed in a battle, which caused him to lose his power. He was no longer able to or allowed to sit on the throne. And he had to go through a mystical shift and change, a mystical healing, in order to gain back his hand, which eventually did grow back. It's a long story. But we see him sitting in what looks like a graveyard, his own birth, death, decay, and rebirth cycle. Very mystical coming through this moon cycle. And so we have gained success and defeat over that which sought to, there's a lot of words coming through. There was some energy that we all needed to let go of, something in our lives, whatever that was, we have gained victory over it. And whatever we've lost, some part of ourselves that was lost, we've been able to regain it, but in a much more holistic manner. And because of the magic of the cycle that it took, and the place we had to arrive in order to achieve mastery, my guides are saying, over this battle, this is how we emerge. So this is our human walk. We've been deep. I certainly have. There's a bridge card. Look, again, in order to re-emerge. The 10 of Art is the 10 of Cups. It's extremely beautiful. So also in Soul Tarot, it's a quest. So a quest of knowledge and a quest about art. The art of being a heart chakra centered being. Love, water, abundance, flow into the natural rhythms of our lives because we have been able to go through the transformational cycle and we sit, so to speak, victorious. This is the bridge card that, if you're new, that connects my readings from our human experience into how this is connected with what our souls are working on in the sacred realm. So, of course, look, dialogue of skill, that's the Two of Wands. In this card, we see Merlin, who had lost his way, become exhausted, PTSD, etc. My guides are saying, at the end of his story, there was a moment like this, and he had to regain himself. So on a soul level, something because of the planets, because of the time we're in, because of the choice we made to come here and be in this place during this momentous shift that's happening here on the earth in every way you can imagine, we also reflect that. And so we've had to go through this journey where we are able to reintegrate ourselves, and we come to this moment when that is the task at hand. So I love the way this is aligned. Let me move this over a little bit. See this? Make sure in my readings you always pay attention to the columns and the rows, etc. And also how the energy moves on the diagonal as it moves through the reading. Because there's a lot of information embedded. It would take me 2 hours. A lot of my personal readings go on for 2 hours because there's an enormous amount of information here. So make sure to plumb that for yourself, okay? So here we have the next card, the Keeper of Harmony. And that's the purpose of this process that we're in while we come into these quests through the month of June. We are regaining ourselves. We are reintegrating our human walk with our soul journey, which is fabulously exciting. It's given me a chill. So that would be the Emperor card. Here in Soul Tarot, it's the Keeper of Harmony. Fabulous male energy. And again, we see it through the reading. It's interesting. So the intuitive part of our nature, the feminine side, working on and putting forth energy to help us come into greater alignment and activation of our heart chakra for our own purpose as a soul being. And the active principle is showing up here through these male folks in order to move the energy forward and to help us understand the external journey while the internal intention prevails, my guides are saying. So, yes, we want to create a new strategy on a soul level with which to do our lives and keep that in a central place of honor, and it brings forward new growth. So, really gorgeous. Thank you, Spirit. I'm very grateful for the way this has come out. Look at that. The King of Knowledge. So, all of these pentacles, earthbound energy, it's really interesting. Coming forward into a place of prominence with our energy and our intention. This is about a humble man and peasant who rose to be a king. And because he was forthright, because he was humble, and you know what? I'm just going to say this. It's interesting because my guide said this yesterday. A guy like Pete Buttigieg, so I'm not making any other inferences other than sort of the nature of the person. He's genuine. He's just real. He's 100% present in himself because of the knowledge he has within him. He's comfortable and he's able to really show up and create a certain type of vibration when he's in the presence of other people. He's like a magnet. If you don't know about him, you haven't seen him, check it out. He's an interesting guy, young guy running for president. So my guides are saying a guy like that. So a guy like that is filled with abundance that streams from within them and manifests on the outside of their being. So this man rose to the position of a king. Look at the row that he's in. Because of the fact that he literally devotes himself to that which streams from his heart. It's a really powerful reading, very quiet and very soft and very tender, my guides are saying this month. So, we've been through our battles, and clearly this month we are to stay focused with our heart chakra. Allow yourself to come into very acute awareness of yourself as a vibrational being that functions from your heart and what is available to you there. So the King of Knowledge has a pig that's always roasting on the spit and another one out in the poke, so to speak, outside the castle. A constant flow of abundance. His cup is always full. And he's come to a place of great satisfaction. He's wise, he's gentle, he's pure, my guides are saying, and he continues to transform because that's the nature of life, including on the soul cycle level. So new growth and continued transformation. He sits in his place, very content, very happy, and he streams abundance from within him because he's learned to be the keeper of harmony in his own life. And Aries, don't we need to know that? We just do. So, given the way the male energy is developing and the way the feminine energy is streaming forth the intention, my guides are saying, and the heartfelt energy that causes this transformation, this sort of yin-yang movement of energy. Look at this through the reading. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. And I love the way the Queen of Knowledge looks directly into this quest of our Ten of Cups. Why something beautiful emerges from within us when we stand and go through the quest of knowledge. It's just so beautiful. That causes this reintegration on a soul level. So you may become very aware of yourself as a sacred being, as a vibratory being. It's certainly part of what is happening for me. And, I've been talking about leaving Moonrise Cottage, and it remains to be seen what happens. The intention was there. And what I'm realizing now, probably true for all of you, so definitely put some comments on the comment section, okay? Whether I stay or whether I go, I, of course, had to transform in order to be here in a new way because this place is also evolving and the energy is growing here because of what I've been doing and because of the soul travelers that have been coming here. So I never thought about that before. So lots more to tell on that realm, but here's the outcome card. Another major arcana card. This is the Strength card. In Soul Tarot, it is the empowerment of your sacred will, which is just supremely beautiful. And it is feminine energy. So I love, again, the way the energy flows between the feminine and the masculine. The way this woman prevailed, she was a real warrior. She rose an insurrection against the Roman army and she won. And she did it by following the energy. But that's what the little rabbit in the picture, in the illustration, indicates. Follow the way the energy runs through your life and stay very closely focused on that this month in June, because as the eclipse comes on, my guides are saying the spirit world intends to utilize that energy and they need you to be present. Okay, so the rune for partnership does speak to that, my guides are saying, in a certain way. So they want you to, while I read it, just sort of think about the things that have been spoken in the reading and adjust your understanding in that way, in that manner, so that the intention for you for this coming month can become clear. So that is Gabo. It is about a partnership, about a gift. Drawing this rune is an indication that partnership in some form is at hand. In love relationships, in business matters, in partnering of every kind, you are put on notice not to collapse yourself into that union. For true partnership is achieved only by separate and whole beings who retain their separateness even as they unite. Remember to let the winds of heaven dance between you. And I think we're talking about your relationship with yourself and with your guides, your spirits, your sacred understanding, and however you understand and identify the divine at work in your own life. At the same time, there's another aspect of partnership that you're being called to consider. For the path of partnership can lead you to the realization of a still greater union, union with the higher self, union with the divine. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. The ultimate gift of this rune is the realization of the divine in all things. The heavens always enter into equal partnerships. Gabo, the rune of partnership, has no reverse position because it signifies the gift of freedom from which flow all other gifts. That's perfect. Thank you, Spirit. So, since I'm redoing this reading, I'm kind of wondering if there was more messaging that was trying to come out. I'm going to just pull one more rune for us. Is there any other message for beautiful Aries? Finding freedom by reintegrating the spiritual side of their nature to that which they're devoted to, and recapturing whatever it is that is meant to be carried forward through this new growth. It's really beautiful. You see the reintegration here, the notion of reintegration flowing through this beautiful weaving. And then remember, it's you weaving your own destiny after this tower moment, restructuring. And that's what this is literally about. This is literally about reintegration with the self, and it's on the soul level. So there's really something mystical going on here. It's going to be a beautiful month. Love it. Okay, so look at that. That's the rune for harvest. So perfect. Let's put it right here with the empowerment of will. The rune for harvest talks about the process of a year. So I believe we're talking about the culmination of the process we've been through. My guys are saying from the eclipse season last year into this moment while we do our final preparation. And then we start a new cycle coming forward, starting in July when the eclipse season comes. So there's a lot of deep, heartfelt, soulful energy swirling around your being. Please do your best to give yourself some very quiet, introspective time during the month. And my guides are saying you're going to feel it bubbling up from within you. Even if you can only just stop for a moment and acknowledge it, that will be enough. And you make an appointment with yourself. If you're at work, things are going to just bubble up in. My guides are saying at inopportune moments. So never fear. Just make an appointment. Say thank you. Just take a moment, and when you get home, do this. My guides are saying all of this as a cycle. Very interesting. So thank you so much. Heads up, I will make a decision this week about. So I'm wanting to have some group shamanic fun here at Moonrise Cottage during the eclipse season. So check your calendar, and I will hopefully come to a decision and be able to put an announcement out, probably a little video about what's going to happen here. Time is short, and I'm looking forward to having some fun and going deep in order to initiate the next phase of Moonrise Cottage. And I'd love to have you here with me. So check it out. When the announcement comes, you can go to my website and book a reading or book your own personal shamanic healing. Make sure to click the like button on your way out the door. And thanks so much. And always remember, you are your purpose. Thanks, everyone.